You're bastard people. That's what you are. You're just bastard people.
I am not a retard.
I'm a dumb, southern, Jersey, mullet-wearing retard. I'm an inbred.
I'm George W. Bush, and I approve this message.
Thank you. We're Ron and Fez. It's the 65th anniversary of the Viewmaster. Happy birthday, Viewmaster.
And we're just kicking stuff around about some of these toys. And we're trying to figure out who even made Viewmaster. 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. Fuzzy, because I can remember they used to say something in the commercials before they said Viewmaster.
Now I'm wondering if it was some sort of, like, TV company. Was it like an RCA Viewmaster?
Well, you came close with that because I do remember that it was some kind of initials. 866-277-4969. Coming up a little later on tonight. We'll do the open phones, Fezzy.
Yeah, what do you want?
Where we let you talk about anything, and Fez and I have to go along with your topic. That makes me remember, since we've come back on vacation, we have not seen the Paranoid.
No, Paranoid. I guess, did he finally make his way to Vegas, baby?
No, I don't think he was supposed to go to Vegas until later on this summer. Maybe we'll check later with some of the interns and see if they know. Hey, Andy, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
GAF Viewmaster.
Thank you very much. The GAF Viewmaster, Fez.
There you go.
I used to think it was probably the best company in the world. Ring that cowbell. We're going to send Andy into the big-ass prize closet. Because that was an itch, Fezzy, that I needed to scratch. What about this one? Do you remember Tinker Toys?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was a great game that I guarantee you, it was the only thing I actually felt somewhat artistic at when I was younger. I have no idea why, but I felt like I did that very well.
Yeah, and me and my little brother, we got the giant-sized Tinker Toys.
How about Wooly Willy? Do you remember that? That you would play with a magnet and you would take these like little metal shavings and try to give them hair and a beard?
I remember that, but I had no idea that was the name of it.
Wooly Willy was the name, yeah. And the great thing about that, if you like to, you could pretend that you're helping somebody hide from the police. That was always my gimmick, like, I'm glad you showed up here, Willie. Here, let me give you an afro. I'm going to give you a Mr. Cotter mustache. And you're going to be fine. Don't worry about a thing.
That one was always nice to have in the car until, a parent would hit a bump, and then the whole beard would just slide off of the guy.
Yeah, and trying to explain hey, make sure you're a little more careful. I've got a Wooly Willy going here, and I don't need anybody dealing with it. And those things must have been really cheap because it felt like you got one of those every Christmas. That was, that you could count on as much as socks.
Again, metal shavings as a toy.
But they were inside plastic, so you're fine. Margot, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I wanted to tell you an Easy Bake Oven story real quick, because I got one of those things where you had to cook with a light bulb, which is the cruelest thing I think you can give to a girl. But I cooked a cake with a light bulb, and I cooked the first layer, and then I cooked the second layer, and then after the whole thing was done, cooking with the light bulb, I frosted the whole thing. We had 6 kids. I thought we were going to divide it up and have it for, like, dessert for the family.
Yeah.
And my dad walked in the kitchen, and I said, Dad, look what I made with my light bulb Easy Bake Oven. And he took it and ate the whole thing like a cookie, one bite. And I burst into tears. And he's like, what'd I do? And this cake that I just spent hours cooking with a light bulb for the whole family, he ate like a cookie.
Yeah, there wasn't enough to really treat like it was a dessert pastry. At most, it was a cookie. Your dad was right.
It was one bite. It seriously was one bite, but I didn't know. And then the other thing I wanted to just mention was, and just to fem up your show a little bit, every girl listening right now will know, open the door for your mystery date. Yeah, and you know what? The dud in the picture really wasn't half bad. He had like a little bit of like one beard scroll.
Yeah, it's kind of, he had more of a grunge look. Later,
yeah, I was kind of attracted to the dud.
Yeah, well, you probably like the bad boys, Margot. That was your angle. All right, thank you very much.
Bye.
Mikey Steele said to me this, Fez, look on the computer screen at what's going up here, and you see the screen, and look, it's a light bright that you can play online.
Oh, instead of having to stick all the stupid little pegs in yourself, where you can make Bugs Bunny or Bozo the Clown.
Yeah, but you really couldn't. You have to do it. I mean, it was really more like being able to to pull off math to be able to make a Bugs Bunny or Bozo the Clown. I never really got anything other than curse words out.
It was more of a paint-by-the-numbers set.
What about Battleship? Did you used to play Battleship?
Yep, always played Battleship.
Great game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and usually it took so long. I remember I would just say, all right, I would surrender early. You get one of my ships, that was enough. I had had enough at that point.
You would be a quitter? Not me. I would hang in. I'd play that game time after time. That you could tell the kids that are going to end up liking chess later on. If they like Battleship. Parcheesi was another game that I don't know if everybody played. It was like a game from India. My mom was a big fan of it, and she got me playing it. It was kind of like Chinese checkers, remember, where it was a little difficult to try to pick that up when you were a kid?
Yeah, I never played Parcheesi.
Parcheesi was a very cool game.
Our big one was Risk. And that one would take hours to get a game through. We'd do a 4 or 5 hour game sometimes.
All right, ADF also said, what if you have a combined Woolly Willy and a Shrinky Dink? Remember Shrinky Dink, Fez? Or for some reason you would either heat it up or something, it would shrink down?
Yeah, were you making like your own like plastic or glass ornaments or something?
Would hope. Hey, Tom, you're on Fez.
Hey.
Hey, buddy.
What you got,
how
Tom?
you doing?
Go.
Hey, listen to this, man. When you were talking about that Hot Wheels, fighting with the Hot Wheels sticks.
Yeah.
And we used to have 45 LP record fights. And we'd throw them at each other. And one time we're in the basement, in the crawl space. We were chucking them at each other, and this one guy got hit right in the forehead. He got 3 stitches.
Good one.
Yeah, always fun when somebody gets hurt. Mario, you're on Fez.
Hey, Mario. You there, buddy? No Mario.
Here is Mike. You're on the air.
Hi, how are you?
What you got, Michael?
Well, I really yearn for a fresh set of lawn darts.
Do they even make lawn darts anymore?
No, I think they banned those 20 years ago or something.
Yeah, they were the real fun thing for if somehow it was too dangerous for kids to play horseshoes. You get lawn darts and all the fun of pitching ice picks in the backyard.
And they would stick.
Always came into somebody's bare foot, into their ankle or thigh. Just not a game that was good for everybody. Tim, you're on the air.
Hey, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Do you remember the Whirlybird?
I know the name more than anything. It went around almost like a zip thing.
Was that like a helicopter type thing where you pulled like the plastic cord and it took off?
It was actually on a cord. You didn't pull. You actually controlled it. It just spun around in a circle. So after a while, you just okay. This is going around in a circle. I've had fun. I'm done with it.
But I do feel I'm ready to command actual helicopters.
There was a thing of everything was just so much better on the commercial than they were in real life.
Well, they knew kids were buying it, not adults.
Yeah, but somehow the adults had to make the move to go pick it up. And I guess we just bugged them into it, huh?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember SSPs?
No, that one doesn't strike a bell.
That was the car where it had some wheels on it, but it had a big wheel in the middle, and that was the one where you pulled the strip.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that one. Also, I remember some kind of car that you would actually, you'd do it like that. I think it had a strip, and as it hit, it purposely kind of exploded, where all the pieces went everywhere.
Yeah,
they had this Smash-Up Derby version of that.
Smash-Up Derby, that's it.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Yeah, so you can really experience what it's like to see a horrible car accident right in your own home.
I remember when I was little, I had like this little scarecrow guy, plastic scarecrow guy, that you had to put them all together, and he came with a dart gun and points like over his heart and other places on his body. If you hit him with the dart gun in the right spot, he would just pop apart.
Really? So what it's like to really take out one of the Viet Cong while you're playing home?
Sure, and they actually had, the big points were over his heart.
All right, Ed wrote in, Stratego, best game ever. I'm going to tell you the truth. I never finished a game of Stratego. I really couldn't figure it out.
Stratego, that was the one with the map of the world where they just kind of blurred boundary lines?
It was, yeah. And didn't it have, on the back, you would have, a bomb or something? I just couldn't follow along with it. Here's Barbara. Barbara, you're on the air.
How about the beanbag tic-tac-toe in the yard?
All right, well, hold on. Let me just say this. We didn't say it was a GAF Viewmaster. That's what we said, right?
Yeah.
People keep writing this into me afterwards. I don't know why. Oh, maybe some of them are on that underground computer feed. Tic-tac-toe, yeah. where you would throw the beanbags, Fez, and you try to turn it to an X or an O?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They were on, like, little blocks.
Yeah, well, toss across or something like that.
Yeah, but you got the Tic Tac Toes, and it was a big plastic thing.
All right, yeah, I remember that. That was a cool game. Here's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
How you doing, Ron and Fez?
Cool.
Hey, I got a couple of them here. The most annoying one that I think we ever had was Kerplunk.
What was Kerplunk? I remember the name.
You remember that? It was like a plastic cylinder, and you had a whole bunch of marbles and some sticks that you had to pull out.
And
not
the
let
marbles
fall.
all right, so you'd put all these sticks in, the marbles would build up, and then you had to pull out these like little sticks one at a time. Till finally, Fez, somebody got Kerplunk.
and
all the marbles
fell. The coolest of the cool, when everybody would come over to your house, the early computer game, Pong.
Pong was,
I still got that in the basement.
Let me tell you, Pong was such a leap ahead of what we were all ready to deal with. Pong showed us the future. And I remember the first Pong game being in the mall and seeing people just crowded around like it was an alien. We're like, I can't believe it. It's somehow beautiful. And the fact that that went on to become like Breakout, and you just watched the whole world change right in front of your eyes.
It was amazing what that game could do with a little lit square going back and forth. Not even a dot.
Yeah, and it was just, but remember it had that little trail, like a nice little acid trip,
right?
And you're like, you would watch it just like you were on acid, and you knew. I mean, it's one of the parts in your life where you went, everything is different now. Look, now we're here. Now the future has arrived. And it took no time before Pong, before you just looked around. It was probably just a matter of 5 or 6 years before pinball machines were in the past and you had video arcades. Not just arcades, which is what they used to be, but video arcades. Just everything changed for you.
It was almost like they had the machines ready. They're just waiting for the technology to go win them.
Here is Mark. You're on Fez.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Buddy.
Hey, how about the hands down with the Pom Pom Addict Dice in the middle?
Hands down, Fez? Didn't you have to pop down on cards or something when you did it?
Yeah. You had like a big plastic hand. Everybody was like 4 of them. And then when you did something, and then you slapped down on the hand.
You had to slap in a lot of games. You were always slapping down on things. That was part of the fun.
Yeah, this had big colored hands with it.
Had to do a lot of slapping back then. I don't know why.
It was our only way to compete.
Here's Randy. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, remember Perfection?
No, I don't remember that one. Do you, Fez?
No, I do not remember Perfection.
Dubs has got that one. What was Perfection, Dubs?
Can I sing you the song? Because it describes the game perfectly.
Okay, go ahead.
When you're into perfection, keep on your toes. You have to be quick, because here's how it goes. Push the plunger down, press the timer, put the pieces in place. Don't be slow with perfection. You've got to move on fast, for the pieces pop up before you put in the last, and that's perfection.
Put them into the big-ass prize closet. All right, here's the interesting thing, Randy. You noticed that, like, some team came up with that, and in the back of their mind, they really wanted to be pop songwriters. And that's like their claim to fame. They wrote the Perfection song. Would this not be a great show if we could find some of the people who used to write a lot of those kind of things, like the kind of songs that we remember so much from kids' games on television commercials, that they only ran like Saturday mornings?
That would be great, because those are the things that just stick in your head forever. Somehow they figured out the formula to get in your memory banks.
Yeah. Well, all you've got to do is hear something a lot, Fez, and it's the formula for sticking in your memory banks. But the fact is that that's what those people are known for now. Here's our buddy, the Jafter. Hey, Jafter, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Does everybody remember Jafter?
I do.
Hey, what's it called? Remember, was it Battling Tops?
Oh, yeah, where you'd kind of spin it?
Yeah, and then, like, everyone had their own little top in this, like, big ring, and they just kind of go around, and whoever's the last one standing, you were the winner.
Phenomenal game. And it also had the feel of something dangerous, maybe something that they would play in, like, Thailand with razor blades. You know, your imagination could go with that. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Another great one. The cool thing was, one of the robots, their heads would always get a little stuck, and that would be the one that you would use. But if you went to your friend's house, he would want the one. He would know which one stuck a little more and just destroy you.
Right. And then remember Big Wheels?
Oh yeah, of course.
Everybody, and this is like before, like the early ones where you just like I think the later ones they had like a brake on the side, or when we were kids you just had to have
where you could like spin out.
Yeah. And all of it was just really based on the Hells Angels. It's the primal thing of kids really want to join a motorcycle club.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the adjustable seat where the seat had those big pegs on it,
right?
And it had 3 different positions as you got older.
How old were you riding it, Pezzy? The junior high?
He did.
Well, then you knew exactly when you were too old for it, when you couldn't move the seat back anymore.
Too old or too heavy, Face?
When getting hit in the jaw with your kneecaps while you're trying to ride the damn thing.
God, I wore a hole out in that front tire just riding that thing around the block all the time.
That was the most exciting thing. And then, of course, your older brother, would try to ride it by standing one foot on it. You're like, give it back.
Going down a hill or something.
No, not just a hill. Suicide Hill.
Yeah.
If you had any kind of hill in your neighborhood, it picked up the nickname Suicide Hill, where everybody could head on down. All right, Steele's brought up this one too. Slinkies, but it had to be metal and not plastic.
Right.
Yeah, they went plastic and rainbow colored and everything else.
That stunk, and they never really worked as good. But there's another great theme song that somebody wrote. That one probably got written back in the 50s. The Slinky is probably so old.
Could you guys ever do like the gyroscope thing? I remember every now and then someone would bring a gyroscope in, and you're supposed to like get it to go down on like a cord or something. I could never do it.
No.
You know. And what was the other tops? Whizzers, where they came with all little pieces and stuff. You'd have to like spin them on the floor, and then all of a sudden they would just go forever. Like a big ball on the top of them had a hole in the top.
I don't remember that one at all. I got to tell you the truth, Jeffter.
Okay.
That was lost on me.
But you know, what is the last game that kids been playing? None, except for video games.
Well, video games, if there was video games when you were a kid, that's what you would have played with too. We just played with stuff because we didn't really have the cool stuff that they have now.
Every now and then, yo-yos will go through another fad where all of a sudden there's yo-yos everywhere again.
When do you think the last time was, though?
Oh, that probably, 5-6 years ago?
I don't even think then. I don't think there was yo-yos being played with by the kids. Now I see some kids with hacky sacks.
Yeah.
But they're like older kids. Like you'll see a lot of college-age kids go with that.
Or frisbees. And
some frisbees, not as much as when we were younger. And I'm betting you're going to go way back longer, Fezzy, than 5 or 6 years since you saw yo-yo craze. I bet it would be 20 plus. Yeah. That's just my gut feeling.
And when was the last time you saw kids playing cards? I mean, do you ever see kids playing cards, maybe with all this poker?
No, because playing cards like Crazy Eights and stuff like that.
Like,
like Old Maid?
Yeah, anything like that. Yeah. I mean, my grandmother taught me how to play like Rummy 500 and Gin.
Yeah, I played that too. But why would you if you had a video game where suddenly you're playing against the Colts?
But that's how
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's because these kids. That's why they don't interact with each other, because they're just staring at this TV screen the whole time. You know?
Why should they? There's no reason. I mean, they probably talk more online than they do in real life, and I'm sure it feels the same way that it did to like our grandparents or something, looking back and seeing that we were on phones.
Yeah.
That probably freaked them out.
Right.
They go, why don't you walk another 4 miles? Why would you call somewhere?
Get on your bike.
Yeah. I'm just, if they probably didn't play with video games now, they wouldn't be ready for the world that they're going to move into.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Chapter.
All right, guys. See you.
Thanks, Chapter.
Man, when we start getting hung up on the nostalgia thing, there's no getting out of it. I don't know what is wrong with us. We're just looking back over our shoulders. Going to take a break here, Fezzy. 866-277-4969. Coming back, we'll play that meltdown that Dubs picked up for us. Nothing better than a baseball coach losing his mind. It's the Ron and Fez Show.